Thanks a lot for taking some time out with us this week. Of course, not the results you guys wanted, but one thing, I've run into a lot of Saints fans who I guess remember older Saints or previous versions of the Saints, and they take some kind of comfort in the fact that, oh, the game was close, so they played pretty well or whatever, but nobody in that locker room did, and that must make you feel good.
Well, I think our players understand it's tough each week. It's hard to win in this league, and so when you're able to, in the fourth quarter, get a lead and then eventually lose that game, that's hard to swallow, and I think the expectation level is high. Our players certainly set that. We as a staff have it, and it's just hard to get close and then not get a win. So with that being said, we've got to move on, and I think with today's practice Wednesday now, you kind of digest that game and get it out of your system. So that's where we're at.
When you've reviewed it and everything, and I guess even us lay people who watch on TV or whatever can say, well, the team definitely missed some opportunities to do some things and didn't take advantage.
Yeah, I think it's hard to go on the road and go -1 in the turnover battles. Credit Carolina, they didn't have any turnovers, but we had the fumble at the 20. I thought, we hung in there and battled with them. I thought we had some opportunities on offense, and late in the game when it came down to needing something, we weren't able to convert a third down or two, and they were able to take 2 drives. And so, credit Carolina for that, and I think our players understand that it's tough when you get that game into the fourth quarter, which is what you're hoping for on the road. You're hoping you can play a little bit better, and I'm sure we will in the future.
You talk about team keeping everybody on an even keel, everybody not getting too high or too low. You sense that with your team after practice?
I think so. I think the film kind of brings you in that direction. The film points out the mistakes you've made even in big wins, and the film points out some of the things you did well in big losses. So it kind of brings you back to the middle. I think our players understand that. You play 16 games. It's a long season, and I think you've got to make sure you have balance within the work week.
Do you like the fact that the so-called experts are saying or expecting you to win this week because Tampa Bay, lost its starting quarterback and this and that? You talked about that earlier. It seems to me like you'd just rather just go approach each week and let's see what happens when we execute on that.
Well, that's right. I think you've got to understand, and I think our players understand this. We're playing a team that won the division a year ago. We're playing the team that represented our division in the postseason. And most of this team is intact. Now, obviously, they've got a new quarterback, and they haven't started off the way they would have liked, but we've got a lot of respect for what they've been able to accomplish, and those are some of the things that we want on our resume.
Defensively, they're still a Tampa Bay defense, too. They didn't win the division last year with a unit that has been giving up yardage easily. They've always been a very aggressive and a solid defensive unit, so that's another challenge for you.
No question. I think our guys see that, and our guys know this team as they know us because we've been in the same division with 2 games a year against them. So, we're looking forward to it. I know they are coming off a bye, and I think it'll be a good game.
All right, I got to ask you. I think I know the answer, but I got to ask you. Do you in any way expect the energy from that crowd to be anywhere near what it was on the Monday night opener?
They've shown us where the bar is, and I expect it to be exactly the same.
Okay.
The impact that they are able to have is truly amazing, and as a fan, from a fan's perspective, if they know that they can bring that same energy to the game, they help us tremendously. So our expectation level is higher than it's ever been for those people, and I think they'll be excited to hear that.
I'll ask you this every quarter when we sit down and talk. I don't know if you want to give me a grade or anything, but your team through 1 quarter of the season, is it where you want it to be, or what grade might you give it?
Well, it's a good question. We're 3-1 right now. We won some road games, which were, I think, important. It's important you learn how to win on the road. We've been able to do some things pretty well. I think, by and large, defensively, we played against the run pretty well. Offensively, on third downs, we've done a decent job. Last week wasn't as good. We've just got to keep evaluating the turnovers, keep evaluating our return units and special teams, and I think we need more work in the red area. I think we're a little bit behind that way on offense, and I'm sure defensively that's something we'll work on as well.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Appreciate it.
All right.